gasoline smell. The whole hill. Smelled like victory.
Hello, and welcome to another What I Watched this past month, where I go over everything that I watched from movies to TV shows. I don't watch a lot of TV shows, but sometimes those might make it on here. And most of these have full in-depth or more detailed reviews on my channel already, so go check those out individually if you want just some more information about what I thought on a certain movie. But this gives me a chance to just kind of broadly cover everything that I went through and watched, and a chance to talk about stuff that maybe I didn't do a full video on or stuff like that. So yeah, thank you for being here. I don't know if I'm going to always do these live because let's be honest, I've been bad about scheduling ahead of time for these live streams, so it might almost be better to just pre-record them. I'm also trying to figure out the best way to pull up the movies or something resembling a poster for the movie I'm talking about as a visual reference. So as of right now, I'm just going to pull up the IMDb page for each one as I go through them. Oh, shit. So, okay, what's up, Polonium? That makes sense, because that's your Instagram name. Cool. Tonator, welcome. Good to see you here, man. So, let me... I don't know, maybe there's a better website to pull up a poster for each of these. Because, like, IMDb is full of ads, Letterboxd is full of ads. Shit, like, well, look at this shit. Oh, well, now it went away, but there was a whole ad, like, just right over top of here. Oh, and even having the trailer playing could be copyrighted by YouTube. Fuck YouTube and their copyright algorithms. But, what's up, Dan and Ben? How you guys doing? Let me know what you guys think of these movies if you've seen them. And let me know anything exciting that you maybe discovered this month as well. Hell yeah, you've seen a lot of shit lately too, man. Well, let me know some of your favorites. Or if anything overlaps with what I watched. Although, most of what I watched is either totally random or shit that came out at the theater. Yeah, starting off the month of February, I watched Sentimental Value. I did not think I was going to like this movie at all. And I really did. It's the kind of a complex drama. I mean, I don't know. I'll just read the description here. An intimate exploration of family memories and the reconciliatory, man, fuck that word, power of art. Yeah, great performances. Probably some of the best acting. Definitely deserves to be in the Best Picture nominations. Even though I don't think it has a chance of winning, but it deserves to be there for sure. Yeah. Hell yeah, I was wondering what you might have thought about this, Dan. This is not a movie that I would normally like go out of my way to see, but you know, I made it a goal of mine this year before the Oscars to watch all the Best Picture nominated films, and I've completed that goal already, and we've still got like 2 weeks to go. Well, March 14th or 15th is, I don't know, whatever Sunday that is for the Oscars. What's up, Barney? Are you streaming Alan Wake tonight? I need my bulletin board fix. I might be, actually, yeah. If I do, I'll try to schedule it ahead of time, and hopefully I'll see you there. Yeah. There's a few things I got to do in between this live stream and that, but I'll go ahead and lock it in that I will be streaming Alan Wake. I'm just not sure exactly what time. Yeah. But yeah, thank you, Barney, for always being here and supporting the video game stuff too. You know, same goes to you, Ben and Dan, and yeah, I know that the video game stuff's not like the most popular thing I do over here. But I'm just trying to live life and get some variety in there. Alright, so after Sentimental Value, which again, I have a more in-depth review movie reaction on the channel. And Dan, do you know of a better website that I guess I could just Google the title of these movies? A better website to pull up just like a basic image of the movie without having ads everywhere? I'm still trying to figure the best way to do that out. But anyway, the next movie, maybe I will just Google it. The next movie I saw was Send Help. The Sam Raimi movie. And I didn't like it as much as it seems like everybody else did, but I still thought it was a good movie. And again, a movie that entertained me from start to finish, that I didn't get bored halfway through, which that alone is good. You know? Maybe I'm not asking enough of my movies, but if I don't get bored, that's a win in my book. So then moving on to Dracula. And this isn't going to be a very long live stream. I'm just kind of shotgunning these. Because again, most of them I've already gone in depth on the channel, but yeah, Dracula 2026, starring Caleb Landry Jones and as Dracula, and Christoph Waltz as generic priest Van Helsing stand-in. I don't know. It was kind of... I don't know why they didn't just call him Van Helsing if they got the rights to the name Dracula, but I don't know. Maybe there's some reason behind that. Oh, and I should stop and read the chat in between these two. Sorry, guys. Scream 7 mid was sad. Dude, yeah. Which I've got 2 videos on that already. Go check it out. One spoiler free and one with all the spoilers in it. And yeah, man, I'd love to play some games soon, Polonium. Are you playing more console-based stuff? Are you playing stuff on the VR still? Or where are you at with all that? Let me know. Bing, not Google. Google sucks now. Is that what everyone's doing? I need to go to Bing? Didn't know that was even still a thing. I guess, oh, that's Microsoft's Google. I didn't realize that. We'll try that. Doesn't really look any different, to be honest, but maybe I'll just go back to Google for now. But yeah, I also hate how Google like pulls up the AI overview. Like, fuck that shit. Send Help was alright. Send Help was a good time, says Dan. Yeah, like it didn't like blow me away. But it also had some moments that I wasn't able to predict everything, even though some of it was predictable. And Dracula, have I talked? I think I haven't even gone into depth yet. So, this movie, I expected a little bit more from it, to be honest. But at the same time, it was almost exactly what I thought it was going to be. where it's like they had a decent budget, but it still felt low budget. I don't know how to describe it because it didn't look low budget, but it kind of did at the same time. It's kind of hard to explain what I'm talking about because I'm conflicting myself or contradicting myself with my wording, but if you know what I'm talking about, you know what I'm talking about. It felt cheap, but not like money wise cheap. I don't know. It almost felt like it could be straight to TV sort of movie, but it still looked like decent. Besides the CGI, they had some bad CGI in there, but overall, again, another movie that was entertaining that I might watch like 5 years from now, but I don't know if I'm ever gonna. I'll never own it. I don't need to own this movie. They let some people down promoting it as an all-out horror movie. Yeah, that too. I didn't go in expecting that though, myself. I kind of knew what it was going to be, a little bit more on the dramatic, romantic sort of side of things. And that's exactly what it was. So, I don't know. And it was basically the classic Dracula story we've all seen, with a few variations here and there that made it a little bit interesting and unique, but I don't know. I don't know exactly what I wanted more of. I guess I just wasn't totally impressed, but check out Caleb's interviews promoting the movie. He stayed in character. Oh, well, that's interesting. And oh, okay, you play PC shit. Okay, cool. Polonium. Um, I thought Dracula looked great. It's not a traditional telling of the story, but I enjoyed it, says Dan. Sound boring? I do think that dude would make a good Freddy. Dude, he might. Caleb Energy Jones, yeah. I mean, at this point, I think the reason the Nightmare series is dead in water, whatever the phrase is because you can't. I mean, I personally wish they would make a Nightmare on Elm Street remake of the remake, you know. But you know they tried it once with I don't even know who the fuck played Freddy. And no matter who you cast, if it's not Robert Englund, people are gonna hate on it. Is what I'm trying to say. Unfortunately, I still think they could make a decent Nightmare on Elm Street movie still. But no matter what you do, you're gonna disappoint the hardcore fans, or at least most of them. But that is interesting. I think he could make a good Freddy Krueger. Yeah. I mean, Sin Help was promoted as a straight up horror movie return for Raimi. Oh, is that the movie you were talking about? Because yeah, that was definitely, I had a chip on my shoulder from the marketing myself because I'm like, and it wasn't even really the marketing because I don't think it was the marketing saying like this is Raimi's return to horror. It was the people out there, like the people like us on YouTube. I saw so many YouTubers and social media people reviewing the movie even after having watched it. And again, we're going back to Send Help, saying this was his return to horror, and it was not. It's not horror necessarily. It's like horror adjacent, I would say. I mean, I guess survival, stranded on an island shit is still horror, but you know what I mean. It's not a return to horror, in my opinion, to like Evil Dead shit, you know. Um, I think any new Elm Street is destined to disappoint fans. Yeah. Oh, it's so weird how. I guess it's because he's not wearing a mask per se. Because I'm just trying to think, like, how can Halloween and Friday, even though they haven't made a Friday movie in forever, how can they get away with it with recasting people? But I think it is the mask, and those characters have less personality. You know what I mean? All right, so moving on from Dracula, I saw The Strangers Chapter 3, unfortunately. And I said this in my review, and I'll say it again. I was a big supporter of Chapter 2, and they really fucked me over, man. Everything that I thought they were setting up pretty well for the third movie, they did not go where I thought they were going to go or where they should have gone. That would have been interesting at all. Instead, we basically get a borderline romance by the end. And God, I can't say enough horrible things about this. Chapter 3 ruined Chapter 2 for me. And I hated Chapter 1, so the whole thing is a wash, or worse than a wash. It should have never happened. Yeah. Then I saw Whistle. This movie was pretty good. Like, as far as just slightly above average, generic, slightly above generic, even though it still kind of is generic. I don't know. Whistle, I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it a lot for what it was. Lots of plot holes and typical issues like that, but for what it is, again, I thought it was pretty fun. And another decent horror movie for the year. And it's been a great year. And I feel like the year just keeps getting better with every release. Yeah, let me know what you guys thought of Whistle in the chat. Those characters don't talk. Yeah. What a piece of crap trilogy. Yeah. I don't know what the fuck Rennie Harlan is doing, but yeah, Ben, he should be ashamed of himself. So sorry, there might be like a slight delay for the chat, but it doesn't matter. Let me know what you thought about any of these at any point. I don't mind circling around and going all over the place. So the next movie was another Oscar-nominated Best Picture movie, The Secret Agent. And I think this is a movie that has grown on me more and more since I've seen it. It's a movie that I've still... I didn't expect to still be thinking about it from time to time. Yeah. But I am. I said in my review that I don't know if, in my opinion, it should have made the Best Picture nominations. But I get it. I get it now. And I think it does probably deserve to be there. Yeah. I still feel undercut by the ending that I won't spoil. I feel kind of let down. And it's not what they did, but how they presented the ending and what happens to a vital character in the end. Just felt very disrespectful and throwaway to me. So that's really the only thing that I have negative, though, to say about the movie. Yeah. Dan, have you seen this one yet? Oh, man, I'm so thirsty, but I really don't want to get up and get a drink. Maybe I will, anyway. Oh. You aren't looking at a poster? Wait, what do you mean? Can you not see this? But yeah, good movie. Then another. This month was full of me catching up on Oscar shit. So then I watched Frankenstein. So weird that we're also getting The Bride this week. Another Frankenstein movie. Okay, you have seen it, Dan. Cool. And you'll talk about it on your Oscar show. Cool. Frankenstein. It's one of those movies that it's good. That's it. I don't know. It didn't blow me away or anything. It looked awesome visually. The setting, the atmosphere, the costumes, amazing. But we needed more Frankenstein shit. And then when we get more Frankenstein shit, more of his like side of the story, it was just, I don't know, for me it was trying too hard to be emotional with the Frankenstein shit. I wanted more action. The opening with the action is the best part of the movie in my opinion. Dan says it's better than good. Well, I'm glad that there's people out there that think that. It just didn't fulfill my wants and my needs personally. Yeah. So moving on. Frankenstein was a visual stinker. What? That's the only part that I enjoyed about it. The story, I could have cared less about half of that shit and the way they drug it out. But to each their own. I appreciate a different opinion. So moving on. Yeah, Good Luck was great. Should have watched that instead of Scream 7. I know. Because I have seen Scream 7 twice and I still haven't seen Good Luck all the way through. So that is kind of a shame. And it's my fault. Wuthering Heights. Yeah. I don't know. It was kind of stupid. Visually looked great. Cinematography was great. What's up, JD? Well, again, listen, Barney, and thank you for being here, Barney. Welcome. Good to see you. But yeah, Wuthering Heights felt like a middle school drama, like relationship drama, packaged up into a well shot Victorian age setting with not enough explicit sexual content. Yeah. In fact, they don't even have sex until like the third quarter of the movie. There's a couple other kinky things that happen. But yeah, it's one of those like white women movies, like soap opera sort of type style movies where it's more about getting the women all hot and bothered, you know? I don't know, am I being sexist by saying that? I feel like us men, we want to see the tits, we want to see the fucking, and I feel like women more want to see around that. Like they want the sexual tension. They don't want this. They want everything leading up to the sex, and they give you a lot of that in Wuthering Heights. Is where I'll leave it. Yeah. All right, let me catch up with the chat. Did I say what's up to you, JD? I think I did. But good to see you. Looks like the actors were walking around in front of stills of video game graphics. What, referring to Frankenstein? See, I don't know. I thought it looked fucking great. But again, to each their own. Another day of no vinegar syndrome notification. Wait, are you still waiting on your order from last month or something? Damn. They're doing you dirty. Which, by the way, I did notice that this month, up for pre-order, is a new Forgotten Jali set. So I'll probably be buying that. Dan says he just got his vinegar syndrome last night. So I guess they might just be delayed. Wuthering Heights feels like a movie I would fall asleep during, says Barney. It's definitely a movie that I could have fallen asleep in. Let's see. Wuthering Heights was a waste of time. Did you see it? Polonium, I assume you did, if you're saying that. Yeah, it was, just watch the trailer if you want to know, like, some of the cool shots that are in it. You don't need to see the whole movie. Good luck, good luck, have fun, don't die was really good, says Dan. I heard from people that work at theaters that so many people are getting kicked out mid Wuthering Heights for fucking. Well, let me tell you, I'd rather be fucking than sitting there watching the movie. But I would say the movie for me was not enough to get me hot and bothered. But then again, I don't think any rated R like movie really could do that anyway. But Dan was saying he hasn't even gotten his package yet. Just the notification from Vinegar Syndrome. Okay. And JD's saying he hasn't even gotten the notification. Barney says, I heard Del Toro built lots of sets for Frankenstein because he wanted to avoid the CG look. It worked for me because I didn't think it looked very CG. Definitely like oversaturated, but that's like the style that he always goes for. So it, works for what he's doing, I think. It worked for me in that regard. Heathbar and Harley Quinn liked pain. I don't even know if that's even it. Well, maybe like metaphorical pain, emotional pain. Physically, they didn't really do anything that was that kinky at all. Yeah. Napalm, have you seen Honey Bunch? No, I haven't. But I probably will try to watch it soon since it's on Shudder. And Dan said some good things about it. I just think that's a stupid ass title. I can't think of that title without thinking about the cereal Honey Bunches of Oats. It's like naming a movie Frosted Flake, and it's like it's so fucking weird and stupid, and I don't understand it. Maybe it makes sense for the movie though, but I don't know. I'm not gonna let a stupid title get in the way of a good movie experience though, but still, when you can name your movie, God, like when characters have like stupid names, it's like, you can name your character anything you want, right? It's the same for the titles. It's like, you can title your fucking movie whatever you want. I don't know how Honey Bunches of Oats is going to play in, but we'll see. My Melusine stuff's on its way, says Ben. Speaking of the naughty stuff. I also heard Wuthering Heights 2026 isn't very gothic, which plummeted my interest in it. It was, yeah, not particularly gothic. It was very Victorian age, but not, if we're talking like architecture, gothic. It was not at all really gothic at all. Yeah. Neither one of the main locations, because there's really only like two main locations from an architecture standpoint. Neither one are gothic. Yeah. Kino's March Madness sales coming up. Cool. I'm trying to pay off some pay in fours before full moon. The dog part was dumb. Yeah, that part was dumb. Wait, did you see it too, Ben? I thought I was the only fucking one that saw that shit. Papillion better be on this list. No, this is February. This is not March. When did I see it? Oh wait, I will. I'm not going to give it a formal review, but just to make Dan happy, I'll talk about Pillion. It'll be the last movie because technically I saw it March 1st, but I'll slide it into February. All right, moving on. Just for you, Dan. Cold Storage. Fucking awesome, man. Another example of just like fun, like exciting movies that are coming out this year, early in the year. That is really fun. That's about it. I don't have a lot to say. Yeah. Well, maybe I'll watch it after all. Wait, hold on. Are the two leads depicted as sociopaths in Wuthering? Yes, but apparently not as much as the novel. Like, they're not as cruel to each other as in the novel, but they are toxic, sociopathic people. Yes. Psycho Killer, also starring Georgina Campbell. I know this movie surprisingly got a lot of hate by a lot of people. Wait, this isn't it. There we go. I thought it was great. It's not like the best movie in the world, but it was a nice, fun slasher movie with lots of blood and unique concepts that aren't boring. So I don't know what else you people want who hated on it. I thought it was pretty interesting. I would highly recommend checking this out when or if it goes to streaming. Is it Shudder? I think it's Shudder. Maybe not. Maybe it's not a Shudder original or whatever they call it. But yeah. I just saw a nature doc on the fungus that inspired Cold Storage, and it's so messed up. Gets on a tarantula body and eats it from the inside, and then makes it go to a high place where it explodes. What the fuck? So that's a real fucking thing? I need to look into this, Ben. Send me some links. Where'd you say the documentary was? I don't know. Give me some more info. That's interesting as fuck. Psycho Killer is a mess, but I had fun, says Dan. Me too. It's almost like an unofficial sequel to Rob Zombie's Halloween 2 in a way. Only better and not as much of a mess as H2 by Rob Zombie. I was clock watching the whole time on Psycho Killer. Oh, I didn't know you didn't like it. There were a couple of scenes that stood out, and his end goal was pretty good in a crazy way, but otherwise was bored. No, it's not Shudder. Okay. That cop chick needs to learn to call for backup. Yeah. And also how does she know that it was the highway killer guy or whatever they call him within the movie? How does she know that it was even him at all? Like, she doesn't. She just assumes the whole time that it's him. It could have just been a random crazy dude who shoots a cop, because those people exist. It happens all the time. Um, yeah, I don't know. But yeah, she should have called for backup more. It was the right kind of stupid, but I wouldn't recommend it to everyone. Yeah. All right, what's next? All right, Crime 101. The Mark Ruffalo, Chris Hemsworth movie. And with Barry Keoghan in it. I really like Barry Keoghan. We needed more of him in this movie. And also Halle Berry was great. And anyway, this movie overall is not amazing, but it's one of those like entertaining family one time sort of watches. I want to retire like Malcolm McDowell in that movie. Halle Berry is still a goddess. Yes, she is. Malcolm McDowell knows how to party. Oh yeah. What's next? Oh yeah, this I'm very excited to talk about this. This is like a hidden gem I discovered, even though it's not really like, I don't know. You guys have probably all heard about this already because it has like a cult following. But Garth Marenghi's Darkplace, the early 2000s made TV show, supposed to be from the 80s. It's fucking great. Like, for the longest time, I just kind of like, without having seen much British comedy, I assumed that British comedy wasn't really for me. I've avoided watching much of What We Do in the Shadows because I watched a little bit of it and just didn't think it was really for me. But Matt Berry, I played clips of his show, Snuffbox, on the channel before, where he like finds out the girl has a boyfriend and then like shatters the fucking fish tank or kicks her dog as soon as she says like, "Oh, my boyfriend will love this," and then he kicks the dog across the street or whatever. Hilarious. Anyway, this show is on Prime right now, and it's only like 6 20-minute or so episodes. Fucking hilarious. Like, such an easy, like, I wish there was more of it though, because it's such a quick watch, and then you're just left wanting more, and I don't know where to go to get more besides like Snuffbox, but that's not the same because this has that like horror element to it, paranormal element to it that's amazing. I mean, I guess where I go next is What We Do in the Shadows. And I really want to watch the Toast. Is it called Toast of London or something? The Matt Berry led show that's on like BritBox or something. I really want to check that out, but I think British comedy might be for me if it's all similar to this, like the dry sarcasm of this show. So I guess nobody out there has heard of this, but it's fucking great. Check it out. It's it's basically like them today, or Garth Marenghi is like an author who wrote. He's basically like a Stephen King parody. Wrote all these horror books and then starred in, wrote, and produced this show called Garth Marenghi's Darkplace in the 80s. In the 80s. And so he's like giving commentary, like occasionally they'll cut from the episode of Darkplace to him talking about it in present day, just saying funny things about, like, I don't know how to explain it, but you really got to just watch it. Yeah. I'm obsessed with it. All right, and then next I watched This Is Not a Test. I fucking loved this movie. It's very like depressing. Like the view it takes is very depressing. The things that happen are very depressing and pessimistic, but I fucking loved it. And it's a zombie movie, by the way, so I even if you feel like zombie shit is played out, I would really give it a shot. Like this is a movie I want to buy when it comes out. I was really impressed. Yeah. And that's about it. I don't know. I think I loved this probably a little more than most people because I feel like I haven't heard anybody talk about it besides Dan and the Flesh Wound guys. And I feel like it needs to be talked about more. Okay. All right, moving on. So then I rewatched Twin Peaks, the pilot. That's as far as I've gotten on my rewatch so far, is the pilot. But, God, if you guys know, I don't know, I haven't really talked about it a lot on my channel, but I fucking love Twin Peaks. And I've only seen the entirety of the show once. And now I'm rewatching it. And what inspired me was the Alan Wake 2. I just started playing that and live streaming it. Go check that out. And it really has that Twin Peaks, vibe to it. Twin Peaks is such a unique show that it's just, I don't know how to describe. Like, I mean, most of you guys already know about it and have seen it, but it just like warms my heart in a weird way. Like, it's like a very comforting show that on paper shouldn't really be comforting, but it is. And I don't know. It's creepy, it's weird, it's funny, it's bizarre, crazy, doesn't make sense at times, but has a lot of things where that do make sense if you think about it long enough and hard enough. And I love everything about it, from season 1 to season 2 to The Return to Fire Walk with Me. And I love it, yeah. Lots of zombie movies this year. I'm seeing a new one called Didn't Die on Saturday. Yeah, you mentioned that you were going to see that to me. I looked it up, but we don't have any showings anywhere around me, unfortunately. Or I'd go check it out. Because I could care less about seeing The Bride. And I just saw Dolly, which was the movie I was prioritizing for myself this week. So now it's like I have to figure out what other movie I'm going to go see this week. Well, I guess this is probably the perfect time to go see Good Luck, Don't Die, Have Fun, or whatever it's called. So that's probably what I'll do, is I'll finally go see that in its entirety. And then I'm going to go on a Pirates of the Caribbean marathon. Just in the spirit of Gore Verbinski, whatever his name is. Nothing like it on TV when it came out. Yeah. Twin Peaks rules, says Ghost. Hell yeah. Barney says season 3 was my favorite season of Twin Peaks. Dude, fuck yeah. It's hard to explain how truly wild it was to see that on our TV screens in the moment. It truly changed the course of television. Yeah, and I can't fully understand, since I wasn't. What year did it come out? I don't think I was. Yeah, 1990. I wasn't even born yet. But man, that must have been such a cool experience. Like very few things give me the feeling that I get from Twin Peaks, if at all. Like, I don't really, nothing compares to it. Um, Peaks have great pulled pork nachos. Dude, they need to. I don't know why David Lynch never sued that fucking franchise of bars or whatever. Totally ripping his shit off. Rest in peace, David Lynch. Damn. Crazy. Um, what streamer is Twin Peaks on? It is currently on Paramount. Is it Paramount Plus? Hold on, I'll do the research for you. Don't worry. Because I will be honest, I streamed the pilot because I was too lazy to get out my Blu-ray set. And I'm pretty sure it was Paramount Plus, but I'm gonna double check. Because yeah, Ben, you need to watch it. Prioritize the fuck out of Twin Peaks, dude. Especially like, I don't know exactly what the environment around you is like at work when, because I know you're able to watch some entertainment while you're at work, but watching Twin Peaks late at night in an isolated like job location or job site situation, I feel like would be the optimal atmosphere. Especially, I don't know if you happen to be in the woods, but if you were like alone in the woods in like a cabin, I guess that would be the real ideal spot to watch Twin Peaks in. But alone at night, just in general, I feel like is the perfect vibe, perfect place to watch. To watch Twin Peaks. Oh yeah, let me just figure it out. So yes, Paramount Plus looks like has the first two seasons. I'm not sure about the return. But, you know, you obviously just start with the first two seasons. But Twin Peaks Fire Walk with Me, if you end up making it through the series, should be on. Yeah, it's on HBO Max for the prequel movie that came out after the TV show. Twin Peaks Season 3, The Return. I call it Season 3. I know some people, like, get picky on that. But I don't know. I'm not finding any info on where to where to watch Twin Peaks: The Return. But just for anyone who hasn't seen Twin Peaks, Twin Peaks: The Return is the third season of Twin Peaks that came out in 2017, I believe. Years, like a decade after, more than a decade after the second season. Um, but honestly, the way that they like make up for the time and within the show, and it's all perfect. Yeah. Um. Oh, you've seen the movie. Interesting. You got to still watch the show. Because as much as I like Firewalk with Me, I think the show is more. I don't know. I see a whole series set on Amazon for $26. Hell yeah. Let me know what that comes with. If that comes with. Or what set it is. But that sounds like a great deal. Alright, so anyway. I could talk for like 3 hours on Twin Peaks. It was like such a watching it all the way through for the first time was such a meaningful journey and experience for me. That's kind of why I haven't rewatched it yet. Is it's almost like I want to savor that first experience more. Not that like watching it again would ruin it or anything, but I don't know. It's almost like you don't want to overwatch the things, certain things that like mean a lot to you. Then I watched Scream 7, and overall there's I enjoyed the ride, I enjoyed the journey that it took us on, but the motive and the ending fucking sucks, man. And for me, it kind of ruined the rest of the movie a little bit. And if you're able to like enjoy a movie that has like such a shitty ending that relies on the ending, if you're still able to enjoy the movie fully and not let the shitty ending bother you, then that's fucking awesome. But for me, it was enough. Like, I think it's the worst reveal in the entire Scream franchise, the worst motive in the entire franchise. But I still like Scream 7 overall more than Scream 6. Yeah. And Scream 5, I think it's better than Scream 7, but just by a little bit. But honestly, Scream 1 through 4 is my. Like, I don't even want to acknowledge anything past that, personally. The Scream 7 did kind of fucking. Just. I'm giving less and less of a fuck about the Scream series coming from a guy who really loves 1 through 4. I'm starting to like the whole series less and less. I mean, like, it's not like the new ones being not that great is ruining my experience of the old ones, because nothing can really take that away. But I don't know. It's just I'm giving less and less of a fuck about the latest. Like, I could care less about Scream 8 at this point. I'm still gonna go see it and probably be excited for it, but god damn it, Yeah, show vibe is completely different. Yes, for Twin Peaks. Thank you. Somebody agrees with me. There's no humor in the movie. Yeah, it is like a lot darker. I haven't watched it yet and won't until it's streaming. Wait, which part? Are you talking about Scream or Twin Peaks? Same. The reveal. I'm assuming you're talking about Scream 7, probably. Same. The reveal was the worst in the series. I have it in the bottom half of my rankings. It'd be top 4 if they nailed the ending. Yeah, it's one of those things where it's like they were so close, and like there were so many things that they could have done. Like, even just having, I don't want to spoil anything, so I won't. But there were other people you could have chosen from to be the killer that would have made more sense than who they chose. Um, they're gonna be paying Nev for a while. Yep. And I like Nev Campbell, and I thought she was great in Scream 7, but now I feel like they're gonna revert to like I don't know. I don't know what they're gonna do. I'll wait and talk about that when that happens. But yeah, if you want to know my full, more detailed ranting thoughts about it, I did a spoiler video and a regular review video. Oh, okay. I thought you were talking about Scream 7, JD. Like, I've heard people say Craven just directed it. It was Williamson's baby. Oh, Craven just directed. It was Williamson's baby. Well, he was fucking killed his child in this one. I don't know. Williamson is fine, but his approach gets old fast. And I think a lot of it has to do with just. I get it. It's tough to write a horror ending or just a movie ending in general, especially when the whole movie kind of hinges on a whodunit reveal scenario. I think they're just running out of ideas of like interesting ways to make a reveal interesting. But at the same time, I feel like they could have done something better than what they did somehow. But and what the fuck is this shit? Was this some like fake ass fucking poster? Who the fuck are these people? Is this like the fucking Goo Goo Twins or some bullshit? Some two strippers and fucking Kevin O'Leary in here? What the fuck? I don't know why I said Kevin O'Leary. None of these people look like Kevin O'Leary. What the fuck? I just had deja vu. As if I've said that Kevin Leary line before. We're entering another dimension, people. Buckle your seatbelts. Don't ever watch it. The less people do, the less likely we reach 8 cream in space. I don't think it matters what anybody does. If I think it's going to make money, and it already has made money, and I think they care more about the money numbers than they do about the review numbers. And I wish they would care more about the review numbers and what people are saying about it. You know, I mean, they seem to be listening a little bit, you know, because they added some Stu stuff into this one. So obviously they know the fans, even though like Stu's been talked about and, you know, like forever with theories and whatnot, but I don't know. I don't know what the fuck's going on. Even though they made a lot of money with Scream 7, I hope they listen to the criticism too. Because I personally would like to be surprised by a reveal for the first time in a long time, you know? I'm not sure why the obsession for the franchise is so strong at this point, but it was nice seeing a packed theater. Honestly, I think it's for me it's the whodunit shit. You know, you could kind of say that any slasher movie or most slasher movies are kind of like whodunits, and there are a lot of slasher movies that are whodunits. But as someone who like grew up and loves Scooby Doo, I feel like it's the closest thing we've got to that sort of like Columbo style, sort of like it was. I can't even speaking Columbo and fucking Scream in the same name is doesn't really work. But you know what I mean? Like I don't know. I just wish they were smarter with it. But that's why I like it, because it's one of the only like movie franchises still going where it's like a mystery and then a reveal. I don't know. There's not that many of them these days that aren't just like one-offs. And the one-offs can be great, and sometimes the one-offs are a lot better than like what we got in Scream 7, but it's like the only whodunit franchise still going, and that's why I like it. But the whodunit part has been so shitty in the last couple that I don't know if I even care about that anymore. You know what I mean? Yeah. But I do agree with you. It was nice seeing a packed theater. even though it's just bringing in more money to motivate studios to make another shitty sequel. But, there is always hope that maybe the sequel won't be shitty. I don't know. But I love mystery movies. Like, we don't really have mystery movies anymore. You know what I mean? Slasher movies are the closest we've got today. We don't really get detective mystery movies very often. At least not ones that also lean into the bloody gore nature of it all. Um, I also am not a big fan on Scream these days because the fan base are people who worship 90s and 2000s movies. Well, if I'm being honest, I kind of am one of those people that I I love 90s and 2000s slashers. I hope that doesn't make me one of the people you hate, but um, I think they did it better back then in a lot of regard. Marty Supreme. Wait, what? Where did the Marty Supreme comment come from, Ben? Oh, we're getting 8. No, yeah, we're definitely getting 8 for sure, but hopefully it'll be better. Abel killed it in that movie. Anna Faris should have been the final reveal, dude. That would be like meta. Like that would be fucking amazing. And then cut to the Scary Movie 6 trailer, dude. Barney. See, it's like people like us can just, everyday people here on the internet can come up with better shit than what they are doing in these damn movies. I don't know why they don't hire some of us. They should. Stu's dead. I don't know why people have this obsession with bringing Stu back. Well, because it'd be more interesting than what they're currently doing, I think, is why there's been a slow rise in the number of people wanting Stu back, personally. But they really fucked it up in this movie, though. I know you haven't seen it, so I don't want to spoil anything for you or anyone else, JD, but they really fucked it up. Like, this was their shot to really make something of, like, the whole Stu universe. I've heard people say, all right, well, they really need to do something good with Stu for the next one. It's like, no, it's fucking over. They had their shot and they blew it. No more Stu. Like, that's it. And if they do try to milk more out of the Stu thing in 8, then, yeah, big middle finger to them. But I understand why the Stu obsession is there. Because there hasn't been anything else interesting going on in the franchise for the past couple movies, in my opinion. It's more grounded in reality than most franchises. That too. Although, again, at this point, I wouldn't care if they went full supernatural with it or some crazy ass bullshit. Like, in Scream 5, they had that clip. One of the fucking characters on their phone, they're watching something on. It was like the dead meat guy reviewing one of the Stab 6 movies or something, and Ghostface has a flamethrower, and he's got like a metal mask that's like shiny metallic or like steel or something. Like, they need to do something crazy with like that, Like, just go batshit crazy with it. Make a cheesy like 80s slasher movie using Ghostface. Like, I don't fucking know. Like, I would almost be okay if they did take a step out of reality at this point. I think that might be what they need or have to do to make the series interesting again. Because at this point, I don't know what they're trying to do. Let's see. Williamson has been trying to bring Stu back for over a decade. Yeah, that is also true. That he had a full script for Scream 3 written around Stu being alive, and then Columbine happened, and they didn't want to go with it because it had too much school violence or something. He got a TV dropped on his head. No, I mean, I do get where you're coming from, JD. And I'm not a total crazy Stu fanatic. Like, I could give a shit either way. And that's kind of how I even was when they announced that Matthew Lillard's going to be in this new one, but we're not going to tell you how. I was just kind of like, whatever. But Lillard in TPS3, Lillard is greater than Lillard in Scream. What the fuck? What's TPS3? I want. I want to know what you're talking about. Did you spell it right? TPS3. Oh, I totally forgot. You're right. I totally forgot. He was even in Twin Peaks. Holy shit. You're right. In season 3. Yeah. I'm sorry. I didn't realize what you were talking about right away. And then I forgot, like, Michael Cera shows up. And then fucking on the motorcycle. Oh my god, so fucking great. Williamson is wrong. People have survived worse than a TV dropped on their head in real life, says Ben. Sorry, I'm really behind on the chat, so let me just power through these and get caught up. You could have done the Stu thing with Scream 3, but that ship sailed. Courtney Cox gets her face torn off, and it was Stu all along. Screw it, bring Stu back, give people their fan service. Well, that's kind of what they were doing in this one. We'll see if it actually worked, even though it doesn't seem to be working very well for the reviews. Most packed theater experience recently for me was Terrifier 3. I like 90s and 2000s movies, but I get annoyed by people who are like, I can't watch a 1960s movie. That was also exactly me for I've kind of gotten over that, where I still don't think I enjoy like older movies, like that older, um as much as some other people, but you are kind of describing me literally. I used to like refuse to watch anything in black and white. Like I'm not really that way anymore, but I've been watching the early James Bond movies, all right? I I made it through the Connery ones, and they were good. But I know you're not talking about me specifically anyway, but I do get what you're saying. Yeah. Like if your palette is limited to only 90s and onward movies, I think that's limiting yourself, but each their own. And I do agree. I do think that is very limiting, and that's one reason I would never claim to be like a movie master or some bullshit. People don't like to branch out. It's a shame. Nah, man, people just want fan service. It's the only thing I didn't like about S&D in 2025. Fan service everywhere. What is S&D in? Enough with the acronyms, man. I don't fucking know what the fuck we're talking about half the time. And then usually I look up these acronyms. Oh, Silent Night, Deadly Night. Okay. Yeah, see, I look it up and then it's like, oh, well, no shit. At least Terrifier kept that to a minimum. They shot that alternate post credit, but I guess the test crowds didn't like it. I don't think any of the new characters are interesting, so who knows? They may bring back everyone. Well, most of the characters are dead. If we're talking about Scream, I don't know if you're talking about Silent Night, Deadly Night, but most of the new characters that were introduced in this Scream movie are dead now. So, except, well, no, I can't. I, I don't want to spoil anything. The twins have been stabbed 1 billion times and have survived. Yeah, it doesn't make any sense. They're eventually going to end it with a director yelling cut, and we find out all the screams were a movie within a movie. That, that could actually be, it's like the opening to Urban Legend Final Cut. That could actually be interesting. Even though that was the intro, not the. What you're saying is totally different. I don't know why I even brought that up. The twins, the two black characters, Mindy and Cuba Gooding Jr.'s kid, Mason Gooding, whatever the fuck his name is. I'm going blank. Cody? Is it Cody? Why am I going Corey, Cody? Why am I going blank on the characters? Chad. Chad. Yeah, it's Chad. I want AI Lawnmower Man Stew. Just say he survived and strap him to the net, to the net to save his life, and now he controls AI robot Ghostface. Mason Gooding Jr. and his sister, yeah. Ah, shit. The fucking chat shifted on me. Now I don't know where the fuck I'm at. Okay, there we go. And I'm pretty sure Sydney has twins as well. Because in Scream 5, like, pretty sure Gail calls Sydney and she's like, Are you and the twins safe? She's like, yeah, me and the twins are fine. And she has like the stroller and she's like running with them. That did happen, right? Or am I like making this shit up in my head? I don't know. It doesn't even fucking matter. And in Scream 7, why the fuck were Sydney's like younger kids at their grandparents anyway? Was that just like sort of like a sleepover for the weekend to get out of the parents' hair sort of situation? It felt kind of weird that they were randomly like already at their grandparents' house, so they didn't have to write them into the movie. Felt kind of odd. It's not like they were going out of town or something and needed someone to watch the kids. IDK, but I don't like the idea of Stu surviving. Maybe my view is too knee jerk about it. No, I mean, look, you're not crazy for not wanting or thinking Stu should be alive still. It's a crazy fucking theory that I don't know. That's kind of why I feel like the well is getting dry, since they're actually entertaining the possibility of Stu being alive now. Again, I don't want to say too much and spoil it for anybody, but I see where you're coming from. Just realizing that Mason Gooding is Cuba Gooding Jr. kid, yeah. And I like him a lot. Like Heart Eyes was great. They gave him like nothing to do in this movie though. But I do think he's great. I'm indifferent about Jasmine Savoy Brown, but I think I've only seen her in the Scream movies. So that kind of paints my opinion of her. But with Hitchcock, just watch Frenzy, since that's what he would have done without censors. Okay, I mean, oddly enough, I do own Psycho, and I I've already seen Psycho, but I also own Rear Window and Vertigo, actually. But I've never watched either one. I think I just got them because they were on sale one time. But I'm not like against watching Hitchcock. I need to watch Hitchcock as like a fan of just cinema and the history of cinema. I feel like I owe it to myself to kind of educate myself on those movies, you know. Silent Night, Deadly Night. So I'm guessing the killer is Sydney's daughter. I'm not going to comment on that. The ending of Final Cut is the best part of that movie. Ugh. Wait, Urban Legend Final Cut? Speaking of twins, spoiler. Dude, I fucking love the first two Urban Legends. Long live Rebecca Gayheart. Hell yeah. Is she dead? Oh, she was. I forgot that. Yeah, she was. She was married to Eric Dane. Damn. Rest in peace, Eric Dane. Hopefully, they filmed some stuff with him before his condition worsened for season 3 of Euphoria. Yeah, I hope he's in there. He was great in the rest of it. It's not weird to have grandkids at the grandparents' house. No, I know. You are right. I'm just looking at it from a filmmaking standpoint. It's like, all right, if the kids are sent to grandma and grandpa's house, then we don't have to write them into the story and they can be protected. Kind of like what they did with Sydney and Scream 6, even though it's a little different. And obviously she wasn't there for, pay reasons. It's not weird. Wait, I already read that. Frenzy is the Hitchcock movie film buffs ignore since Hitchcock went full exploitation. Which is what he would have done if it wasn't for censors. He made it, I think, in 71 or 72. Oh, interesting. I think Eric Dane wrapped all his stuff for season 3. Well, that's good. I mean, I know that's not what we should be focusing on, with his recent passing, but I do hope he's in there for season 3. Okay, well, the last movie that I don't know, I didn't want to talk about, but Dan's been really pushing me to fucking talk about it on the live stream and in the private chat. I shouldn't have even mentioned to him that I saw it, but I went to see the movie Pillion, which, if you don't know, is, and I didn't know going in, is a gay romance, sort of. I wouldn't really call it romance. There's not a lot of romance. BDSM movie starring, what's his name? The Dudley from Harry Potter. Harry Melling. So it stars Harry Melling and Alexander Skarsgård. And it's the gayest movie, and I mean that literally, that I've ever seen. I thought Call Me By Your Name was gay. I try to see everything, for the most part, that comes out at the theaters. And I also avoid trailers for especially the stuff that I want to see. But most of the time, trailers for the shit that I don't know about never even crossed my path at all. So yeah, I did not know I was walking into a gay BDSM movie that leans heavy on the gay BDSM. If I knew I was going to watch Dudley from Harry Potter get fucked in the ass for 2 hours, I don't know if I would have gone to see this. But by the time I figured out what I was in for, it was kind of too late. I was already there. So I figured I may as well just meet the movie halfway and see what's going on here. Let me just say, it opened my eyes a little bit. I didn't know that this kind of shit, like, I obviously, like, 50 Shades of Grey, I knew that the sub-dom shit, like, exists. But, like, I didn't understand that people make it it's more than just, like, a thing you do on the weekends. That it's an actual, like, lifestyle that people live. And that it's an actual community. And I don't know if it's like specific. I don't think it's specifically like a gay subculture. Like I think it's just sort of like a. I mean, in this movie, it's definitely a gay subculture, but I think the sub-dom thing is kind of like can be both gay or heterosexual. I don't know. I learned a lot. And I thought it was fucking crazy how the Harry Melling character just... I don't know, there's a lot that I didn't understand. That, again, it kind of opened my eyes to some... I was very shocked. It's like I felt like a kid who'd been... like one of those Amish people that grows up like not knowing what television is, and then you see your first movie. You know, I was not ready for what I was about to see. You do you. I'm fine with the gay culture. Do whatever you want. Love is love. But it was weird. Because I've never seen shit like this before. It was like borderline gay porn. Are some very explicit moments in this film. And not just gay porn, but like BDSM, very extreme gay shit. Is that enough of a review for you, Dan? I don't know what the fuck you want from me. Again, I'm only doing this because I did make a video on it, and Dan was like begging me for a review. And I don't know. Yeah, I did not I don't know. I did not understand why this guy, Harry Melling's character, would... like, the Alexander Skarsgård guy treats him like shit. And for the whole movie, I was like, why is he letting him treat him like shit? And not like... because it seems like the Harry Melling guy wants a normal, homosexual relationship. But I guess the movie is kind of like... the point of the movie is that he's almost learning that he likes the submissive, being treated like shit aspect of this subculture. But yeah, the whole time he's being treated like shit. And like he's made to like sleep on the floor like a dog. He's not even allowed to like sleep in the bed. He has to sleep on the fucking floor and make the Alexander Skarsgård is basically looking for not only a submissive, but he's looking for a servant as well. Someone to like make him breakfast and cater to his every need. And yeah, I don't know. I think the overall message kind of went over my head because the whole time I was like, stand up for yourself, dude. Don't let him treat you like this. But I don't think that was the point of the movie. I don't know what the fuck the point of the movie was. I think again it went over my head. I don't know what I was supposed to get out of this movie. Um I thought that it was going to slowly be Harry Melling growing a backbone and challenging Skarsgård. And to some degree that is a little bit of what happens, you know. He finally does say like, "Look, can I have a day off where we're just a normal couple and I'm not, you know, on all fours naked like a dog with a fucking collar around my neck?" And after a little bit of well, not really convincing, but basically Skarsgård finally agrees, his character agrees. They go on some normal dates and have a lovely time with each other. And I can't say what happens next because it'd be spoiling it. I don't think any of you would probably care if I spoiled it, but um, for anyone out there interested in this movie, I won't spoil it. But yeah, I don't know. I'm still trying to sort of understand what the fuck I witnessed. Uh, um, I'm all for being adventurous sexually, but this is like a whole nother level of shit that like I didn't really know. Like I don't know. This makes 50 Shades of Grey look pretty tame. Because my girlfriend drugged me to see that movie, at least the first one. And that's like nothing compared to what they're doing in this movie. It's weird. Yeah. I don't know. But it was a little bit fascinating because again it was like very shocking for me that like I'm still like I said wrapping my head around the fact that this shit like might actually probably does actually exist. Um, I don't know because yeah, before I thought BDSM and like especially the submissive dominant sort of thing. I thought it like only existed as like something couples would do every now and then in bed for fun, not like a lifestyle you live 24/7 where you literally wear a call like the submissive wears a collar with a lock that the other guy has the key to. I didn't know that shit existed. And I guess again that could exist in or outside of gay culture. Doesn't have to be you don't have to be gay to be a part of whatever the fuck that is. Were there any Amish at your screening? No, it was me, a guy and a girl I'm pretty sure they were a couple, sitting a few rows in front of me, and then on the very front row was just a single guy. I didn't get a good look at him, so I don't know if he was like, you know, an unwilling participant to this movie like I was, or an unsuspected participant, or if he like knew exactly what he was walking into. I don't know, but yeah, I don't know. I might start doing a little more research before I go see movies that I don't know anything about. Because I never expected that one of the random movies that I would go to on just a random weekday night would be like this. Yeah. All right, I think I did a decent job of like expressing my feelings about what I experienced in a somewhat neutral, maybe not neutral, but unoffensive manner. Hopefully. I hope I didn't offend anybody out there watching this. Hayden checked out all the books on S&M from the local library. Total Power Exchange 24/7 is what the lifestyle is called. Okay. That makes sense. Didn't look like a romance from the trailer. Well, I didn't see the goddamn trailer, Dan. Okay. Um. All right, let me go down. I think I hit the top of the comments about it. So let me just catch up. And it's not a bad movie. It's just about shit that I didn't know I was about to learn about. Explicitly. You know? It's one thing to like, I don't know. 50 Shades of Grey is tame. You are vanilla. Well, again, I don't know if I don't know how much like I don't know what to tell you, man. I've never been a part of a culture like this, gay or straight, but being introduced to it, especially on the gay side of things, just made it a little bit even more sort of shocking and outside of what I might even, randomly stumble across on Pornhub or something, you know? I mean, TPE 24/7 is pretty extreme. It's not something most people, even in that community, do. So that's what I'm saying. Like, I knew that that shit existed, but not the 24/7 aspect of it. Do a commentary on it. I don't really have much to say other than what I already said. But was it better than Night Patrol? No. Night Patrol is still the best movie I've seen this year. Maybe not best movie, but my favorite movie that I've seen this year. Still waiting on that physical release to come out. If anyone, I haven't really researched it, but if Night Patrol, if Night Patrol comes out on physical media, somebody let me know. You should have moved seats and sat right next to the couple. That would have been fucking hilarious. I knew that was going to be your reaction. It's stuff that doesn't get you all hot and bothered. We understand. All right, so I'm glad I made that clear, at least, I guess. Um, I get what you mean. I only know about some of this stuff because I had gay friends in college. Well, and I have a feeling like I wouldn't assume just because someone's gay that they even know about all of this shit. But maybe it is more common or more normal within the gay community. I don't know. That would require research that I don't really care to do right now. But every now and then, I think it's probably good to see a movie that's outside of your comfort zone. Like you were saying earlier, with people not wanting to go watch 1960s movies and stuff. I started a doc on this topic. We never finished. I remember you talking about that you were, because you found some weird people that were into some weird stuff. I can't remember. Can you remind me what it was? I can't remember. It was you found a guy who likes to be like what rolled up in a rug and like kicked or something. And then what else was it? You said I can't remember if this was you or like someone else. I mean, I can't imagine having a conversation that went that direction with many other people in my life. But Um, yeah, what was like the main topic of what you found those people were into, Dan? I can't remember exactly. Oh, what's up, Chris? How you doing? I don't think gays would find you homophobic for not being into their stuff. They just think you're straight. Yeah, you're probably right. Unless I'm not feeling well, I never leave a movie. Yeah, I try not to. I've only done it like probably less than 3 times in my entire life. Man, maybe like three total. But one of them, um, it was sort of like a family emergency thing. I had to leave early. Hey, and have you seen Knife Heart? Knife Heart. Let's look it up. Because that's about it for that's all the movies I watched this month. So now we're just hanging out for a few more minutes. Looks interesting. Hell yeah. We interviewed a guy who lived 24/7 as a dog. That's what it was. Holy shit. That sounds, Barney, sounds like a rough interview. RUFF. The theme was kinky, and or the theme was kinky people in this small town. It could have been interesting. Dude, I wish you had completed it. You could have gone viral for that shit. I think like the weirder the shit is, the more interesting it is for other people to learn about. That's kind of how I feel about Pillion in a way. I've only left 2 movies: Rob Zombie's Halloween 2 and Grudge 2020. Both understandable. Don't let Nick know about that H2. He'll be on your ass like French fried rice or whatever the saying is. So yeah, anyone who wants to come watch me play Alan Wake 2, it is a very Twin Peaks heavily inspired game, which again motivated me to go start rewatching Twin Peaks again. Man, I love Twin Peaks. Yeah. All right, so that's what we'll do. I'll go ahead and schedule it and the live stream so it'll show up on your feed, so you can like save it to a watch later list if you do it that way or whatever. But again, I might be like 5 or 10 minutes late, but that's what we'll shoot for. Cool. Looking forward to some bulletin board action. Hell yeah. The past couple times I live streamed it, well, you were there for one of them, Barney. But they were both like way earlier than I normally live stream stuff. So I missed you guys, is what I'm trying to say. Yeah. Streaming in the middle of the day doesn't. I still got like the normal amount of views that I get and viewership, but just nobody talks in the chat. So it's like kind of boring. A lot more boring. But I made some progress through the game though. But anyway, look forward to that later on in like 45 minutes if you want to be here for that. Napalm and OJ, and I'll see you then. Peace out.
I love the smell of napalm in the morning.